Alright, Michael is going to cut an 11 by 14 mat with an 8 by 10 opening. He has started by cutting his black mat, which is his top mat, to the 11 by 14 dimension of the frame. Alright, and then he has drawn an orientation line straight down the middle, which will come in handy later. His bottom mat, he has cut a 1/2 inch smaller on top and sides. So that would be a 10.5 by a 13.5, which will come into place later. He has denoted bottom, top, and then his dimensions here shown in pink, but usually he writes them in pencil.
Yes.
Alright, so we know from the 11 by 14 down to an 8 by 10, that is a 3-inch difference on the sides.
Yes.
So it would be 1.5 inch per side.
Yep. Or 1.5.
1.5.
And then 2.
And then 2 for the top and the bottom to make a total of 4. And that will go on the bottom mat. We would like a 1/4 inch reveal to show of our yellow. So we have subtracted a 1/4 inch on all sides to give us 1 1/4 on the sides.
1 1/4 on the sides.
And 1 3/4 on top and bottom. Michael is now going to demonstrate the stops. First thing he is going to do is set his side stop.
This is going to be 1 1/4. And then tighten that one down over here. Line this up with that stop. And loosen that one up. Yep, so this one's going to be 1 3/4. Here. And now this one has 2. This one loosens the whole mechanism, so this one can be shifted over there. Hold that down gently until it hits the edge of the mat, and tighten it up. This adjusts the ruler, which will give us our margin. Measure that to 1 3/4 as well. Now this one's going to require a bit of adjustment, but let's see. Okay, so we're ready to cut. And there we are. We got 1 1/4 here, and then you flip this over.
Exact opposite side.
That way we don't have to readjust too much. Just gotta adjust this one. Make sure that's up against the edge there. And cut. Now we're gonna adjust these stops again to make this 1 3/4. Line those up. This goes down. And I need to adjust these. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. Rotate it 180 degrees. Adjust that stop again. There we are. Now, take our tape gun. Take the sides here. You might want to go to an actual flat surface, not the bumpy one like on here. And then we take the bottom mat, which this is where it comes into play why we cut it smaller than the top one.
So you can see all the way around the outside.
Yep. Especially we want to see that marked there.
Okay.
Because that means that's the bottom of what this is, because this drew along here. So when I flip it over, that mark's going to be underneath there. Take this, put a little just in the middle here, because we don't want to have that any of that tape showing from the reveal. Again, this is the bottom. That bottom part's here. That allows us to fit just perfectly like a puzzle piece. And then we flip it over again. And then we lather, rinse, repeat, but we gotta adjust this down to 1.5.
And that's because it's what it says on the side.
Yes. That's right there, that 1.5. Adjust this to 2.
And that's because that's what it says
Right
here.
there. And this top one, make sure, and this also is the reason for the shorter bottom mat, is because
So
then we can
lining-
use this, the top mat is the main reference for cutting. That happens here on the bottom part too. This is all because we're all wanting to use that top mat for the reference. That goes to 2 inches. And then we cut again. Rotate. Cut. Now we have to adjust these once more. Each time I am undoing that one, it's just off camera. All that gets lined up there. One and a half. Same 1.5 there. And 1.5 here. And cut. Another rotation. And cut. And voila! That's
11 by 14 with an 8 by 10 opening.